What do you lose the minute you say you have it? Find out in this episode of 5 Minutes Closer. I'm Vaughn Weatherford, and this is 5 Minutes Closer. For the next 5 minutes, let's explore some biblical truths and apply them to your life. No podcast, including this one, can transform your life or give you what you really need. Only Jesus can do that. You can find out why in what I've called the first five episodes of 5 Minutes Closer. Each following episode explores scriptural truths that, if you follow them, will bring you 5 minutes closer to the person God created you to be. Let's see if we can get you 5 minutes closer. What do you lose the minute you say you have it? Humility. Maybe that's a little strong, but Peter describes the importance of humility in the church in 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 5 through 7. There he writes, "Likewise, you who are younger, be subject to the elders. Clothe yourselves, all of you, with humility toward one another. For God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time he may exalt you, casting all your anxieties on him, because he cares for you." In the first 4 verses of this chapter, Peter calls the elders of the church, the leaders, the more mature Christians, to encourage the younger, to take care of them, to feed Jesus' sheep. This first half of the equation is followed by an equally important second part of the equation. Beginning in verse 5, he calls for the younger believers, those who are less mature in their faith, to allow the elders to help them. Amazingly, none of us knows everything. We all need help. For help to work, we have to accept it. And humility is the key. Actually, to give help, humility is the key as well. That's why Peter describes the importance of humility in the life of every believer. He makes a strong statement, quoting Proverbs chapter 3, verse 34, that God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. For Peter, humility was not weakness. Humility was a recognition of God's power and authority. We all need God. Admitting that is the first step toward salvation. When we know God's grace, we realize how much we need each other and how much others need us as well. But it doesn't stop there. When we understand God's power and his love for us, we realize something extraordinary. Peter invites believers to cast their cares on the Lord because he cares for us. I remember when I was running track in middle school, some of the better athletes wore weights on their legs every day at school. They said the weights not only strengthened their legs, but when they took the weights off, their legs felt lighter and faster. Mine just felt tired, but I understood the theory. When we have carried a burden for a length of time, putting it down can be a wonderful feeling. So many times we carry our burdens around, trying to hide how much it hurts just to take another step. Jesus gets it. He knows a little bit about burdens. He carried the cross up Calvary. Not only does God have a mighty hand, he also has strong shoulders. He can bear your burden if you're only willing to give it to him. That wasn't the case for the other gods of the New Testament day. The Greek and Roman gods of mythology could care less about humanity if they considered them at all. Some view the one true God with that same kind of perspective, thinking that God is some kind of aloof spirit in the sky, unconcerned with what happens to us. It's that kind of thinking that leads to the statement that's found nowhere in the Bible, that God helps those who help themselves. Instead, God helps those who realize they need his help, who ask him for help, who, recognizing their need, cast their cares upon him, realizing that he cares for us. You can care for others, knowing that God cares for you. You can bear the burdens of others, knowing that Jesus will bear your burdens. You can live in true humility, knowing the God who provides all you need. And now, you're 5 minutes closer. My prayer is that these 5 minutes have challenged you, inspired you, and caused you to consider applying God's message for your life from His Word. To find out more, visit our website at 5minutescloser.com. Join me next time to see if we can get you 5 minutes closer.